I would say that I think the context of content has never mattered more than it has today. We see a splintering of media in terms of channels that are becoming very clearly driven by editorial overlay. The job one of every marketer, right, is to ensure that that brand is found. But where that brand is found has never mattered more than it does today. Our data tells us that trust does matter to the bottom line, right? 50% of respondents for our trust barometer said that they believed that brands were in a better position to address societal ills than any of the other institutions that we talk about. And our earned brand study tells us that 2 in 3 respondents are boycotting and or buying products more often because of their association and connection to issues, with 1 in 3 respondents telling us that they're doing that at a far greater rate than they did even 3 years ago. I don't think it's ever been harder than it is today to be a brand manager. Trust is elusive. So many of the tools and techniques that have been tried and true for the history of marketing are under scrutiny, are under doubt. And in this post-truth world, the notion of allegations or mistruths you confront at every turn. So at a time in which a brand should be leaning into issues to define perception and shape perception, it's incredibly frightening to think about the risks that might come with that. But I think it's probably never been a more exciting time to be a brand manager, because I think that the tools exist, the opportunity is there, and for those who are courageous, differentiation, I think, is within reach. I think in today's world, the most under-leveraged asset of any business is actually the employee population. The importance of trust placed in a person like myself says to any marketer, says to anyone who's managing an enterprise, that that employee population plays a mission-critical role in advancing the message, the mission, and the behavior of the company into the world from the most credible of spokespersons. I think consumers have always been, to a degree, transactional, right? And in a world in which we've not seen the economic growth experienced by the middle class at a rate that one might have hoped and expected over the past decade, I think value for dollar, value for pound, value for yen is always front of mind for a consumer in a purchase cycle. But we know from our data that consumers desire to be in deeper, more committed relationships. And we know that when consumers who are willing to be in that committed relationship with a brand, when they are in that type of relationship, they buy more, they pay a premium, they're loyal, they advocate, and they defend. Point 1 would be to treat it as an asset, to understand the fragility of this asset, to understand the importance of this asset, and to really strategically manage this asset. That's not one person's job, in my opinion, that's a collective, but if it's not in the mindset of the leadership team, then it's probably not being measured and it's probably not being managed. Secondly, authentic behavior and the way that the company, that its leadership and that its products manifest in the life of those who are determining if it can be trusted.